Hello everyone, this is Don in South Carolina. Today we're going to tie another fly. Everyone's familiar with the woolly bugger, which is one of the most popular, famous flies probably ever fished. We're going to tie a smaller version, targeted more for the little guys. I call it the mini bugger, but it's tied much the same way. I like to use small bead chain eyes instead of a single bead, but you can use either. This one in the vise is tied in buggy brown, which is a real good color for brim. But the one we're going to tie today is going to be in actually two colors, a pink and black. And put my hook in the vise here. This is a Daiichi 1750. It's a size 12 streamer hook. And I've already got a thread base laid down here. And we're going to tie this one in a color that's been real hot. Actually, it's sort of like the MM Minnow. It's a two-color fly, but pink and black. If you've been on the bluegill site, the big bluegill site, you've seen a lot of discussion about pink and black, and I have to say it does work. It works very well. A friend of mine that lived in Alabama, he's in Tennessee now, but I tied some flies for him. He doesn't tie his own, and really his only specification was it was in pink and black. That's the colors he'd had the most success with I guess any fly he's fished. And so that's what we're going to tie today. Alright, we got our tail tied in, and we don't want to crowd the eye. And today I'm going to use small bead chain on this one. In this size, it really doesn't take many materials to make this fly. Start with our figure 8 here. And then we're going to go under the eye and over the hook, under the eye and over the hook, and build up a little thread underneath the eyes. Kind of help lock them in. Anybody that's watched my other videos knows that I like to tie the flies very durable, where the fish can't pick them apart. If you use fly long enough, catch enough fish, eventually it will get chewed up, but typically they just don't come apart. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to use 1/4 of a strand of flash. This is gold flash, since we're using gold bead chain. I like to use some gold flash, just a little piece, and hold it in about the middle and tie in half on one side and the other half on the other side will be just fine. That's all the flash we need. The next thing we're going to tie in is some black chenille. And this is micro or ultra chenille, it's the little stuff. And we're going to start by tying it on top of the hook, starting right behind the eye. That's the way I like to do it. Tie it in all the way along the top of the hook, back to where the tail starts. Okay. Next, I'm going to tie in some hackle, and you take and stroke it the wrong way. And there again, I like to tie it in across the top of the back. Okay, so now we're going to wrap our chenille first. Nice tight touching wraps. Tie it off right behind the eyes, and then we're going to over tie just a few wraps this way. Now we're going to go between the eyes and wrap it in front of the eyes. If you've seen my video on the Minnow, you'll remember this is the way I like to tie a lot of things in that helps lock those eyes so that they don't move. Now I'm going to go back across the middle of the eye, between the eyes, tie it off right behind. Okay, and we'll nip that off. Next comes our hackle, and we're going to tie it in nice tight wraps. Make it nice and fuzzy. I'm not the best at wrapping hackle, but I get by. Okay, wrap it right behind the eyes here. And then over wrap it this way behind the eyes. Okay, now I'm going to cut the hackle, hopefully without cutting my thread. There we go. And tie them off right behind the eyes. Now I'm going to go up to the nose, get our finishing tool. 2, 3, get off of there. 1, 2, 3, and one more time. 1, 2, 3. Be careful, don't overwrap the hook eye. Then we're gonna nip it off here. Take our flash, cut it just a little bit longer than the fly, and in pink and black we have a fly called the Mini Bugger. And this little fly works well. All that's left put a drop of C8 right on top between the eyes, just a little bit, soak the threads a little bit, and underneath do the same thing, and he's not going anywhere. And this little fly will catch fish. If you give it a try, I think you'll like the results. Not very hard to tie, but it does a good job. And that's it. Good luck with this fly, good fishing, and I'll see folks on the web. Bye-bye.